Alright, we're back. Everyone returned to their rooms without saying another word. I soon found myself completely alone. Looking up at the night sky, I thought about what had happened. Kaku's case had been solved, but that didn't mean it was all over. Someone out there killed Gaku, and instructed Shoma to kill Kaku. This was likely the same person who had been stealing hearts from the bodies in the morgue. X, the real mastermind behind this entire string of events. I had to find out who this person was by hook or by crook. By hook or by crook? I've never heard that expression before. And I would. No matter what I did. I clenched my fist tightly. I would let nothing shake me from this firm resolve. Day 51. Alright. Ding dong bing bong.
Prepare. Be ready to give your.
Guys! Wake up! Something's happened!
Again? A fucking again? Upon hearing the loud cry, I dashed into my room. Who the fuck died this time? What happened? What's going on? I was up early, so I went to check on Shoma, and Shoma, what happened to him? Just come with me, quickly. We all knew where we were going. Nobody made a mad dash for the courtyard. Everybody made a mad dash for the courtyard together. We ran through the second floor hallway and burst into the courtyard, then ran toward the cage without stopping. There, we saw. Okay, here's the thing. Fucking Shoma, you spilled the beans, but you didn't say who did it. So the person X was gonna kill you. Why not just say it was this person?
Shoma!
I mean, I guess the X did say he'd detonate the bomb, or he or she would detonate the bomb, but like, even if he couldn't he just murder you like this? Yoshika grabbed the gate and tried to open it.
It is still locked and will not budge.
Doesn't Takumi have the key?
Hold on, I'll unlock it now.
Oh no, everyone's gonna think I fucking murdered it. Oh god damn it. I dug the key out of my pocket and slotted it into the keyhole. Once the gate was unlocked, I opened it and went inside. How did he get in here if I have the key? I immediately ran to Shoma and touched his neck, checking for a pulse. At that moment, something felt a little off.
It's wet.
What?
I touched his clothes and they were wet as well.
Well, is he alive or not?
I already checked that. As you can clearly see, he's already.
Maybe we can still revive him if we bring him to the infirmary like last time.
Since I had touched the body, I knew already that too much time had passed, but decided to go along with it.
Yeah, we should try that.
Cause of death, hemorrhagic shock. Estimated time of death, day 51, between 2 and 5 a.m. Multiple stab wounds on the chest and abdomen. The murder weapon is likely a sharp blade about 8 inches long. Too much time has passed since death. Insufficient cryptoglobin present in body. Impossible to revive. After everyone had a chance to view the monitor, the mood in the room became heavier. What the hell's going on? How'd the killer get to Shoma when the cage was locked? Takumi, did you lock your door last night? Yes, I did, so nobody could have stolen the key from me while I was sleeping. And I know I'm repeating myself, but that key is unique. It cannot be copied. Well, that narrows down the list of possible suspects to just Takumi, right? Don't you ever get tired of mindlessly repeating the same thing?
Hey!
Aren't we overlooking the other possibility that he stabbed himself like before? This time, in a way that would be impossible for us to revive him. I can't think of any other reason he'd wind up dead in a locked cage in the middle of the night. Well then, who supplied him with the knife? It had to be X, right? If it was X, they would have passed him some gamma file and a syringe. Yeah, ain't no one strong enough to keep mutilating yourself like this without being drugged the hell out of their mind. You could have used one of those bottles that had been stolen previously. Remove Shoma's remains to the morgue. Your heart's gonna be taken. There were now 4 bodies lying on the tables there. At Ima's request, we made sure that Kako and Shoma's bodies were not placed next to each other. Ima walked into Shoma's dead body. Ima walked to Shoma's dead body and stared at it for a long time. Then he said, "You got what you deserved." After that, we investigated the courtyard together. Despite combing over every inch of the area, we found no trace of a knife or syringe. The only thing we found was
Ah,
a balloon? It was lying on the floor near Shoma's cage. Although I couldn't immediately figure out if it was related to the case, I decided to stuff it into my pockets, just in case. Soon, the last rays of sunlight disappeared into the horizon, and the darkness of night took over. It was already way past dinner time. A balloon. I don't understand. Like a water balloon? Because he was wet? I don't know. Seeing that none of us had an appetite after all, we decided to skip the cafeteria and gather at the rec room instead. This makes it 3 people who have lost their lives because of X. We don't know for sure if X had anything to do with Shoma's case yet. Of course they did. We'd all be in serious trouble if it wasn't X. Because that would mean there are 2 killers of X's caliber running around free. So, who do you think X might be? Everyone fell silent. This was the question I was dreading the most. It seemed like the others felt the same. Ever since Shoma shared his side of the story last night, we'd all been avoiding that particular issue. But it was time to face reality. I steeled myself and turned to Tsubasa.
ah.
Tsubasa, do you still have that organic life detection device? Yes.
Oh.
12. The exact same number as the people present here. That means somebody among us is X. No, wait. It could have been someone who came in at midnight and left the school before the sun came up. Sadly, that's not possible. This device comes with a history log. At 4 a.m. last night, the number changed from 13 to 12 and stayed there. Aha! So Sir Shoma was murdered at 4 a.m. last night. Huh? Yeah? Miss Magadori, we were discussing something more important here. The number reduced by 1 when Shoma lost his life, but after that, it neither went up or down, proving that nobody came into the school or left it, right? Yes. Thing is, we're all screwed if we don't do something. X threatened to kill us all in that message, and they're doing just that. The more we put this off, the more people are dropping dead, one by one. Well, I agree with the part about doing something, at least. Hey, Takumi, you're the leader. Come up with something. Maybe... How about we make it compulsory to move around in groups of at least 3 during the day? Didn't someone mention before that 3 is a risky number? That was because your 2 other teammates could be working together. But the situation has changed. According to Shoma, X is just 1 person. That's right. So a group of 3 should be fine. What about at night? Feels like that's the main thing so far. All of them were taken out at night. Then we should... Phew, done and done. Are we all going to be sleeping here from now on? How bland and boring. Getting evacuation center vibes here. Would you prefer bland and boring or dead in a ditch? We used curtains to divide the areas into rooms, so everyone will have some semblance of privacy. Is this really going to work? What if the killer strikes while we're all sleeping? In fact, that's why we've avoided sleeping in one spot until now, right? Yes, and that's why I'm thinking of having a sentry system. 3 people will be on watch at all times. We'll also rotate 1 person out every hour. And if anything happens, just shout. That's reassuring. Now we can get a good night's rest. My skin will thank me. Looks like we're agreed then. This arrangement should stop X from causing further harm. We should be safe for a while. Now we just had to continue our investigation and expose X's identity before they tried anything else. There's just one other thing that was bothering me. Shoma was killed today. I saw his body with my own eyes, which meant... Day 75, damn. We're going through it quick now.
Get ready for your 75th day of active service here at Last Defense Academy. Prepare to spend a... Be ready to give your life.
I woke up at the sound of the morning announcement. The first thought to cross my mind at the time was, not again, along with a sense of resignation. Looking up at the unfamiliar ceiling, it took me a few seconds to realize I was in the gym. I stood up from my makeshift bed, pulled open the curtain divider, and stepped outside. Takumi! He awakened! I ain't one to sweat the small stuff, but he gave us a real scare this time. You were out for 23 whole days. Is that a new record? Oh, for the love of murder. I do wonder if the passing out thing, like the fainting syndrome, is a side effect from the time travel. I turned slowly to look at everyone, then said, Everyone's safe. Thanks to your last words. My last words? For us to move in groups during the day and sleep together at night. Remember? Those were the instructions you gave us on day 51. You've been able to survive all this time because of them. X hasn't had an opportunity to strike. That also means X is still... Yes. We still don't know who they are. If we did, we would have thrown them in the cage and tossed away the key already. Now that I got a better look at them, I saw signs of fatigue on everyone's faces. X is among us. I'll be killed if I walk around with only one other person. They've all had to spend the last 23 days under the crushing weight of such thoughts. It's no wonder their mental fatigue was starting to show physically. Oh right, there's something you need to know. What is it? About 10 days ago, we met the boy with the undying flames. He showed himself?
Yeah.
Well, he was feeling very unwell, but he said he just had to tell us something.
Huh?
What was that? I recently found out there's something called a distress signal transmitter somewhere in the school. It was put here in the event of all but one member of Team 1 dying. Only Team 1 though, because the two teams joining together had not been anticipated. The people on the satellite did not think Team 2 would ever come here. At any rate, no matter how strong they were, a single fighter wouldn't be able to win this war on their own. Instead, that survivor would be extracted and put on standby, while the people in charge put together a fresh team for a new attempt. Once the correct series of codes had been entered into the transmitter, it would, well, transmit a distress signal. I wonder if that's what happened with Yuriko. I wonder if she... And that's why she's so strong in comparison to everyone else and has like that maxed out attack? Is because she was originally a fighter from the original Last Defense Academy before us. Once the artificial satellite received it, they'd send a rescue craft to the school. The survivor would get on board and be taken back to the satellite. Oh, that's interesting. So she would have went back. Also, the rescue craft does not have a capacity restriction. That means people from both Team 1 and 2 can board with no issues. The second to last academy does not have a transmitter of its own, so bringing the team over here was definitely the right move. Unfortunately, I do not know where the transmitter is located. Still, it seemed to me like this information could be of some use to you. That is why I came here to tell you about it. A distress signal transmitter. I've never seen or heard of such a thing before. Same here. After hearing that, we split up into the groups to search for the transmitter, but we still haven't found it. It doesn't matter. We have to put the transmitter on back burner for now. Finding the identity of X was our top priority. X was most likely the one to kill Shoma. Or they could have ordered someone else to do it, like they did for Kako. At any rate, X was absolutely involved in Shoma's murder. As long as we could figure out who killed Shoma, we'd find out who X is. Alright. I clenched my fist tightly. Hiriko, Tsubasa, come with me.
Oh?
What? Where? To the courtyard. I want to reinvestigate the scene of Shoma's murder. Very well. I don't mind, but... What's that? Can we have breakfast first? I'm starving. And thus, Hiroko, Tsubasa, and I went to the courtyard together after having breakfast. Why did you ask us to come along? I can't go against my own last words now, can I? The part about moving together in groups during the day?
Oh.
Why choose us?
Huh?
No reason in particular. I just felt like it. Felt like it? One of us could very well be X. Then it'll be a 2-on-1 fight. But if X tries to destroy the evidence during this investigation, I'm not worried. They would have already done that while I was unconscious, if it was that important.
Oh.
Yes, that is true. But what are you investigating? One question before I answer that. Nobody had an alibi for 4 AM on day 51, right? When Shoma was killed? Yes, we're all sleeping in our rooms. Well, Ava was in Eito's room, actually. But you know what I mean. What about the murder weapon? Or any other clues? So far, we haven't found anything. In that case, the fastest way to identify X is to see who could have possibly killed Shoma under those circumstances. The killer likely used a special method to kill Shoma while he was locked in that cage. Figuring out what that method was could break this case wide open. Who could have done that? Was this the best line of investigation to pursue? How exactly are we going to do that? This place is so big that I have no idea where to even start. We need some sort of clue first. There is a clue. Shoma's body was wet when we first found it, remember? I think finding out why may very well be the key to solving this. I walked over to the courtyard fountain. There was a valve with a handle on the side, probably for adjusting the amount of water being spouted. I opened it completely, and then frightening amount of water gushed out all at once, making the fountain look like an erupting geyser or open dam. A giant column of water shot up in the sky and came down again like downpour of rain. I quickly turned the handle to close the valve. Soon, the water slowed considerably and went back to its normal flow. Phew, that was close. What exactly were you trying to do? I'm glad I was standing over here. I'd be all wet by now if I'd been any closer. Next, I checked the central drain. It was more like a tunnel than a drain. The water flowed deep into that tunnel. There was a large handle here as well. I turned the handle and a wall came down from the top of the tunnel, completely sealing up the drain. After checking it, I returned the handle to its original position. I briefly saw Hiroko and Tsubasa staring at me in confusion as I proceeded to my next destination, the cage where Shoma had been held. We already checked every last inch of that cage. There was no hidden tunnels underneath, and the bars are as strong as can be. No scratches on the lock either, and no traces that anything had been tampered with. The hinges of the gate are also untouched. As I was listening to them, my eyes wandered to the top of the cage. Officially, this cage is an animal pen. I think it was supposed to be modeled after a bird cage or something. Yeah, definitely bird cage. You see that ring suspended from the top there? Yes. What about it? I didn't answer, instead lowering my glance to the bottom of the cage where something caught my eye. This cage isn't secured to the floor. It's just a bottomless cage. A bottomless cage placed on top of a base. Did the water go up and... No, that couldn't be it, right? But then the cage is impossible to move manually. It literally weighs a ton. How do you know that? There's a blueprint of the courtyard on the war room's computer that had some information about it. I see. So it weighs 1 ton. Hey, that reminds me. Did you know this courtyard was originally created as a biotope for space development research? Biotope? I'll try to keep the explanation as brief as possible. It said that before World Death, Earth was full of different kinds of terrain, like arid regions and rainforests. And each of these regions were inhabited by living things unique to that area, including plants, microorganisms, and vertebrates. For research purposes, this place had originally been created as a perfect replica of the ecosystems those creatures had been living in. That's why there are blasts of hot air to simulate a desert environment. It can also withstand atmospheric pressures many times Earth's range. But wouldn't that amount of pressure cause the windows to break? What are you talking about? Those things over there aren't windows, they're all display screens, including the ceiling. Look carefully and you'll see the light flickering every once in a while. There's no way the sky could be visible from here. We are inside the school after all. You might be right. But what about the exits on both sides connected to the hallway? Atmospheric pressure can escape from those exits when it gets too high, right?
Oh.
Those places were closed in the beginning, covered by partition walls. Don't you remember? Oh, right. The opened up after CRA released them. In other words, as long as the walls on those exits and drains are down, the courtyard is a completely sealed place. A completely sealed place. Are you done here? Shall we return to the gym? Not yet. There's just one more thing. This. A balloon?
Oh.
The one we found during our investigation on day 51. Why do you think it was found so close to the cage? I really don't know. I have no idea. I can hardly imagine it being someone's personal belonging. The more likely response probability is that someone made it using the Gift-O-Matic. Gift-O-Matic? We'll definitely be able to find a clue if we go there. We made our way to the rec room. Investigating the Gift-O-Matic resulted in a few discoveries.
Oh.
So in summary, the official name of this is the Sturdy Rubber Balloon. It was made using a very durable material. The description on the box mentions it doesn't break easily. The balloon has a capacity of 10 liters. It should be quite big when blown up. According to the history logs, it's been crafted a total of 100 times. Who needs that many balloons? And for what? Unfortunately, we won't be able to find out who crafted them. That data, and only that data, has been erased. After reviewing our findings, I put the balloon back into my pocket. Tsubasa, is there a tire pump in the parking lot? Yeah, an electric air compressor. Is it portable? Of course it is. It has caster wheels attached to it. Anyone can move it anywhere. But why do you ask? Sorry, let me gather my thoughts first. I'll explain it all to everyone once I have a clearer picture of how the events unfolded. A clearer picture? And when will that happen? Probably by 7 p.m. tonight. We returned to the gym together, where I immediately started sorting out my thoughts. The day flew by as I did, and soon it was night. The time I had asked everyone to meet had arrived. It was exactly 7 p.m. when I quietly said to everyone, "Hey guys, can we all move to the courtyard? I have something important to discuss." What is this important thing we had to come all the way here to discuss? Well, you see, I turned my gaze upward and slowly lowered my head.
I figured out who killed Shoma.
I did not figure out who killed Shoma. Who did it? First, we must answer the how. How did the killer stab Shoma while he was inside a locked cage? Once we figure that out, the identity of the killer becomes apparent. Because only that person could have done all that under those circumstances. Just cut to the chase and tell us who the killer is already.
All right. I'll tell you. The person who killed Shoma. It was the name of that person.
I actually don't know. The person who killed Shoma is... I can even be a suspect? It was me! I mean, I don't think it was him. Why is there like a space here that feels like someone else could be here? You know what I mean? How am I supposed to understand? Should be quite big when blown up. Flickering lights. What does that have to do with anything? Huh. I think it was supposed to be one. The only person who could have a motive is Ema, but the Shoma thing was a lot easier. There was like a hint there. A balloon. I feel like this is too clever for. I still don't even know how the murder really happened. Did it like Did? Fuck, I don't know. I'm gonna say Ema. Sure. I don't think I'm right. I don't think I'm right, but I have no idea who it is. It's my future, I guess. The real killer is you. No, I'm wrong. What are you talking about, Mr. Sumino? How in the world could I have ever done that? Very well, allow me to explain. What you did was you know, it's all very simple. You were this guy's stinking to high heavens. Of course he is. He's X after all. Hey, now that I think about it, nobody got attacked whenever he was unconscious, right? Maybe he's trying to frame someone else to make the rest of us let our guard down. After that, he'll tell us there's no need to travel in groups or sleep together anymore, and then commit his next crime. So he brought this matter up in a futile attempt to shift the suspicion away from him. It does make sense. Yes, it does indeed. One after another, the others started voicing their agreement, and I found myself unable to offer anything in rebuttal. You leave us no choice but to lock you up. Wait, this is a mistake. I was just... In the end, I was detained by the others and locked inside the cage in the courtyard. What possessed me to even say that? I couldn't remember, but it was too late for regrets. I had no strength left to even sigh. Only a little while later, my consciousness fled from me. I had no idea how long I was unconscious. When I next opened my eyes, I saw that the cage had been locked. Unsure what that meant, I pushed the door open nervously and stepped outside, only to notice that someone was lying in the cage next to mine. I ran over to see who it was.
Ava.
What? I didn't even need to check. She was clearly already gone. The cage was unlocked. I went inside and touched her arm. It was deathly cold. She'd been dead for at least a few hours.
What's going on here?
I stamped down my disquieting thoughts and quickly started searching for the others. My next destination was the library, and as soon as I entered, I saw...
Yoshika!
I checked her body. She wasn't breathing and had no pulse. Judging from how cold she felt, it seemed like she had died a few hours ago as well. Thinking everyone might be in their rooms, I proceeded to the roof. It was eerily silent all around. There was no signs of life anywhere. Still convinced there had to be somebody around, I opened every single door to check. Takamaru's room, Hiriko's room, Darumi's room. The rooms were completely empty, abandoned. Kurara's room was next. I went inside and my glance fell on her bed. Lying there was...
No! Kurara too!
I checked her body. Like Eva and Kiyoshika, she was cold to the touch.
No, wait. Maybe?
Clinging to a ray of hope, I decided to move Kurara's body to the infirmary. But too much time had passed since death. Impossible to revive, was all the monitor would display. I had a really bad feeling about this whole thing. Dark despondency pooled and congealed at the pit of my stomach. But it's fine. It's going to be fine. That's what I kept telling myself as I continued searching. I checked every room on the second and third floors, and then any other rooms I had yet checked. I didn't find anyone. Finally, I reached the first floor. Upon stepping inside the mysterious room with no name, I saw... Yugumu. There was no need to even check on its body. I could feel an eerie chill crawling underneath my skin and spreading to the rest of my body. The last place I visited was the garage. I pushed the door open and cautiously stepped inside. And then... Oh! When I finally registered the scene before me, I thought I could hear the sound. My heart breaking apart. I felt nothing, not even sadness or despair. I simply turned over the bodies mechanically and emotionlessly. Takamaru, Ima, Darumi, and Tsubasa's hearts had been removed through their backs. Acting on a hunch, I peered underneath Hiriko's clothes to check her back as well. There was a large empty cavity there as well, just as I had suspected. But I was no longer capable of reasoning this through. My mental faculties had been taken over by a thick, impenetrable fog. Stepping outside, I wandered out around aimlessly for a while before coming to a stop in the schoolyard. I stood rooted to the spot in a daze for quite some time. Then a passing, soundless breeze blew past. As I took in the breeze, a slight sense of suspicion flashed through the back of my mind. How many dead bodies have I found? I put in the prison cell on day 75. How many survivors were there at that time? Including myself, there were 12, which meant... But that suspicion was quickly dispelled from my mind when the remaining 2 survivors appeared before me. We fought so hard in the defensive battles. Everyone gave their all. We even beat Vexness. Oh, Vexness. Okay. And yet, this was what we woke up to.
Takumi. You killed them all, right?
How did I kill them all?
What?
We're the last 3 still alive. No one else but you could have done it.
Her accusation jolted my mind into action, and I started to defend myself desperately.
No, it wasn't me! I went through the same ordeal too! My cage was unlocked when I woke up and I walked out to almost everybody dead!
You really think we'll believe you after what you've already done?
Who else could have done this, huh? Tell us!
Moko was right. The 3 of us were the only ones still alive. It stood to reason that one of us had to be the killer.
Come on, we're waiting! Who killed everybody if not you?
It was... It
was you, Moko, right? Takumi is still an option. I think it's Moko.
You! Moko Mochiro!
You killed everyone. It had to have been you. There's no mistake about it. No. No, she has a knife. Moko charges deliriously while brandishing a massive butcher knife. I instinctively grabbed her wrist, snatched the butcher knife away, and slashed her neck. I watched in horror as Moko collapsed to the ground. I killed her. I hadn't intended to, but it just happened. My knees were knocking against each other. My strength gave out, and the butcher knife fell to the ground. I immediately after...
Moko!
Nozomi screamed at the top of her lungs and dashed over. The knife that had fallen from my hand was lying at my feet. She quickly picked it up and swung it wildly.
Nozomi, why?
Nozomi was standing in front of me with an astonished look on her deathly pale face. I stared absently at her until my conscience faded into nothingness. Well, we just died. Well, Ghost Boy, Shion, Ava Squawkman. Whoa. Oh, it's. That's it. This is a good song, but I think we can skip. 094 Mystery Route Revenge for Moko. Oh shit. We got an ending. Wait, that's crazy. Oh, there's multiple. So I think I picked the right one here, but there's two other routes I could have gone. That would have been. I mean, that probably would have just been like game over, right? But we don't know. So let's move back here. Right before the decision. Hold on. As much as, well, I mean, I think it's Moko, right?
Oh,
Oh wait, no. Wait, hold on. Chapter select. Oh. Oh, I can do the difference. So what if I accuse Nozomi?
I'm sorry, Nozomi, but you're the only one who could have done this.
How could you even say such a thing? It wasn't me. It really wasn't me. No, forget it. I don't care anymore. Everyone died like that. So I... She suddenly screamed at the top of her lungs and ran off toward the wall of fire.
Wait, Nozomi!
I quickly followed her. Before long, we reached the wall of fire, but Nozomi did not slow down. She continued running at full speed, right into the wall of fire.
No!
Oh shit. This wasn't what I wanted. All because I made that accusation. Because of me, Nozomi. No, wait. It's gonna be fine. I may still be able to make it. I'll save Nozomi, drag her out of these flames, and my body was already moving before I could finish the thought. I launched myself from the fiery flames. The very next moment, I was vaporized in an instant. My consciousness ceased just as quickly as my body was reduced to ashes. A kind heart. Well done. What does that even mean? I have 2 clears now. Okay. So we're gonna go back, because we know before decision. Okay, so now I'm pretty sure it's Moko Mojiro. will try it, but I still don't know how she killed. Moko. Yes. The real killer is you, Moko Mojiro. Are you daft? How does that even work? Very well. Allow me to explain. Oh. This guy's stinking to high heavens. Yes, he is. I fucked it up again. Yeah, I went down the wrong path again. Poor decision. What if it's me? Kyoshika? Wanna try? Real kill. Oh, fuck, it's not her. This is a tough one. I'm not seeing the clue. I can't believe I'm supposed to see the clue from this. It's a water balloon. Water balloon. Well, not even a water balloon. It's a hot air balloon. How does it? No, not hot. Well, it's bottomless. But it couldn't go up. It's not like it was a hot air balloon because it weighs a ton. But how did someone get him under? Were they able to lift it up just a little bit? But no, that still doesn't make sense. I still don't get it. I kind of want to look it up. It's too complicated for me. No way. Is it? There's no way it could be her. I don't see how it could be her.
The real killer.
Oh my god.
You! Ava!
What are you saying, Takumi? I came to the school on day 21. I couldn't have written the first threatening note or killed Gaku. That means I couldn't have been X.
Indeed.
What?
I didn't say you were X. What I said was you're the person who killed Shoma.
I did not. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Shut your mouth and just watch. I'll be exposing every last detail of your criminal wrongdoings from start to finish.
Oh, hold on one second. Give me a moment. Alright. Sorry about that. What makes you think I'm the killer? Before getting to that part, we'll have to explain how the murder even took place to begin with. Shoma's dead body was found in the cage. He had been stabbed multiple times. That means you had to figure out a way to get inside the cage. But the door was locked. And you were the only one with the key, Takumi. Yes, I did have the key, so you couldn't have used it. You used another way to get inside. Another way? The key lies in the design of that cage.
The design?
Bottom not secure.
What are you talking?
The bottom part of the cage isn't secured in place.
It's just a heavy iron cage mounted on a base.
I don't understand. That cage isn't secured in place. What of it?
Lift the cage up.
The cage could simply be lifted up.
So you went inside from the bottom. But what nonsense is this, Takumi? How is it possible for anyone to lift up such a heavy metal structure? Very true. The cage weighs about a ton. It's not something anyone can move with their bare hands. Wait, aren't you contradicting yourself right now?
You claimed I lifted it up, but now you're saying it's too heavy to be lifted? Is there even any way to do...
Use buoyancy.
You used buoyancy.
Buoyancy? That's right. You made the courtyard a watertight space by closing off the drains. And then you flooded the entire place. There's a fountain there, right? You open its valve fully to release an enormous amount of water through the nozzles, turning into something like an erupting geyser, or open dam. You left the fountain valve wide open for a while to fill the space with water. Oh, I'm sorry. Your explanation was so outrageous I couldn't help but be amused. Takumi, do you not know how powerful water pressure can be? Even if we assume water was released into the environment after covering up any opening, some would still leak out because those walls would be under constant pressure from the force of the water. No, that wouldn't happen. That's how this place was designed. Because the courtyard was originally constructed for a certain special purpose.
Special purpose? What special purpose?
A race of gigantic humans is crazy.
Now you're just talking...
Space development research.
This place was a biotope to be used for space development research.
It was designed to be able to withstand atmospheric pressures many times Earth's range. That's what Tsubasa said. Yeah, that's right. And that's why it's impossible for water pressure to cause any leaks. After a while, the place became filled with water. Considering the water flow of that fountain, it probably took about 3 hours for water to rise to the top of that cage. Of the cage. Shoma was killed at 4 a.m. Counting back from that time brings us to 1 a.m. for the approximate time the water started accumulating. Even if you were right, that entire cage is made of iron. It literally weighs a ton. You said so yourself.
It wouldn't shift around simply from being submerged in water. Buoyancy doesn't
Sturdy
work
rubber
that way.
balloons.
By using sturdy rubber balloons.
Rubber balloons? Ones that can be filled with air up to a certain capacity of about 10 liters. You inflated 100 of these balloons and put them into the cage. To be more precise, you put the deflated balloons into the cage first before inflating them. Archimedes' principle states that upward buoyancy force is equal to the weight of the displaced water. Damn, alright Takumi. Fucking showing off with your high school math there, damn. 100 balloons that hold 10 liters each equals 100 kilograms. In other words, the effect is 1 ton of upward force. That cancels out the weight of the cage and reduces it to near zero. You'd barely need to use a single finger to lift it. You were easily able to lift the cage with just the slightest effort. 110 liter rubber balloons? That's just not... Oh yeah, we did see that they got like 100 of those. Like, yeah, okay. I should have taken that. That is no. I thought like over time they got rubber balloons because maybe it was someone's birthday. But now I'm like, oh, I'm an idiot. It was all just ordered for this one purpose. It'd be impossible for me to inflate so many balloons in such a short time. How could anyone have done that? More than likely, use a certain tool.
A certain tool?
Tire
Well,
pump.
The bicycle tire pump in the parking lot. It's an electric air compressor.
It's mounted on wheels and can be easily moved here. Using that would make it a literal breeze to fill up all those balloons. I see. That method does make it possible for the cage to be lifted up while it was submerged in water. But don't you find it strange? If the cage had been underwater for that long, Shoma would have drowned inside. If the Revivomatic stated his cause of death as hemorrhagic shock.
Doesn't that conflict with the sequence of events you've laid out? If your deduction holds true,
He breathed the
Shoma
balloon
would
air?
have drowned to death before he was stabbed.
Oh shit. Can I conclude that I won this argument then? Well, let's... Alright, retry.
Doesn't that if your deduction holds true, Shoma...
The cage wasn't completely submerged.
The cage wasn't completely submerged.
The water only had to stop just below the topmost part of the cage for it to work. Discharging water equal to the volume of the cage itself created the buoyancy force needed. Shoma kept his head above the water's surface and breathed through his mouth, gaping and gasping for air the whole time. He took this opportunity to lift the cage while underwater, slip inside, stab him multiple times. I mean, he could have just been stabbed before. I mean, I guess not. Because if he was stabbed before, then the blood would have been there. What happened to the water in the courtyard after that? You opened the drainage walls to drain it away.
Then the courtyard should have still been wet when we discovered Shoma's
Hot
body.
air blasts.
You used blasts of hot air to dry the place up.
What? I mentioned just now that this courtyard was originally created as a biotope for space development research. Because of that, it's perfectly capable of producing a desert environment, which means it has the ability to blast hot wind around the area. After draining the water away, you activated the setting to dry the courtyard. Due to the lack of time, however, the water didn't dry up completely. When we first discovered Shoma's body, it was actually still somewhat damp. It was dry enough, though. Plus, we were all distracted by Shoma's dead body. That's why we failed to notice the remaining wetness in the area. The only thing we did notice was that Shoma's body was damp. Fine, I understand. This is utter foolishness. Let me summarize what you were trying to say. I went underwater, lifted up the cage, stabbed Shoma multiple times while he was gasping for air at the surface. Then I dove underwater again and turned the valve handle to open the drainage walls. Look, Takumi, I am neither a diver nor a mermaid. Even if I was an expert at holding my breath.
A regular person would struggle to do even one
Your
of the
mask.
things you...
No. It's absolutely possible.
You used your mask, Ava. Tsubasa told me about it. There's a miniature air tank in your mask. It allows you to use it as a sealed gas mask. You can breathe for up to 30 minutes using it like that. Yeah, I did say that. Never thought it would work underwater, though.
Yes, I remember now. My mask did have a function like that, but someone stole it from
It
me.
only fits your face.
That person must be the real killer. Yes, that has to be it. I know I am right.
You've been cornered and you know it, Ava. Just admit that you're the one behind this. Your mask was unique. It's custom made to fit a specific shape, according to Tsubasa. You're the only one who can wear it. You were right, Ava. This isn't a crime that a regular person could have committed. Only a diver, mermaid, or someone with that particular mask could have done it. Ergo, the person who could wear that particular mask is the culprit. And only one person in this world can put on that mask. That person is standing right in front of me. It's none other than you, Ava!
The only one that
You're
could've
the only one who
killed
could have killed Shoma!
No! 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 No!
We did it. You got. Bye-bye. You exploded. Damn. I'm so persuasive. Takumi, you're right. I killed Shoma. The method and flow of events were as you have deduced. I have nothing to add. But have I really done something wrong? I too had been threatened by X. I had no choice. When did you meet X? A short while before 1 a.m. on day 51, just before the murder. I heard a knock on my door. And you opened it? Yes. Okay, Ava. Shoma got told by X to do something, and then Shoma revealed that X was a person. And then he had you kill Shoma. So stop saying X and start talking about the killer. Any details? I mean, I know the X is probably in the poncho and using the voice like modification thing, but still. I thought that it might be X outside the door did flash through my mind briefly. But I'm not part of the SDU. I wasn't even here when you saw the threatening note. I just assumed I could not have been on X's radar. Well, what did X say?
I have the remote detonator that will trigger the bomb inside your body. Here it is, in case you think I'm lying. I'm going to give you some instructions now, but you don't have much time. Follow my orders quickly, or else. Should you go against me, or tell the others about my existence, I will detonate the bomb in your body.
Wait, what's going on? How did X get their hands on the detonator? Maybe they stole it from one of us. No, X said they obtained it through the proper channels. From Tsubasa herself. No. I duplicated the device and gave a copy to everyone. I'll pass you yours later, Takumi. Now we are 100% sure that X is one of us. No, I think you can remove me from that list. I passed the first detonator to Hiroko, never got it back, and haven't received a duplicate from Tsubasa yet. That is fair, so Takumi shall be taken off the list of suspects. Everyone else started scrutinizing each other with great suspicion, not daring to even move their bodies, only their eyes. Hey Ava, just one thing. Yes? X said they'd blow you up if you told the others about him, right? Yes. And that's what you're doing now. You feeling okay? Why hasn't X blown you up yet? Indeed. I believe they could, if they wanted to. The device is small enough to fit in the palm of someone's hands. It could be hidden on their sleeve, or their chest, or around the waist and no one would notice. It would be easy to simply press the button at the opportune moment. But X cannot do that for one particular reason. And what's that? Takumi, do you remember what I told you about the bomb mechanism before? Yes, I remember. Anyone standing within a 25-yard radius at that time will be blown into smithereens. But 25? That makes the blast diameter the length of an Olympic-sized swimming pool. Basically, the length of this entire courtyard. That's why X isn't pressing the button. Because they'll be caught in the blast as well. It's not like they can simply run away. Taking such action is as good as admitting you are X. That's why X has got their hands tied, huh? This is the perfect opportunity. For what? For us to get more information about X from Ava. Since they can't blow her up, we can ask her anything we want. Great idea. Ava, do you know anything else about X? Their height? Body shape? They were dressed in the same outfit Choma previously described and used a voice changer. Fuck. God damn it. So it's not possible to discern who they were by their looks and voice, but... Ava looked down. A short, hesitant smile later, she spoke up again.
Actually, I figured out who X is.
How'd you figure that out? By their mannerisms. Their mannerisms? You know how some people will subconsciously touch their chin or play with their hair when thinking about something? Those sorts of mannerisms. They tried really hard to hide it, of course, but I still managed to pick up on them. So, who is X?
All right, I will tell you. X is. The real identity of X is.
Alright, she's gonna die? Suddenly, a sense of dread washed over me. My mind started working overtime as I went through all possibilities. Maybe X would really press the button now? Everyone thinks X won't do it because that would mean blowing themselves up as well. But if their identity was revealed, it would be the end for them anyway. They might even prefer to die with everyone in the blast over being caught and imprisoned. But in that case, why weren't they pressing the button now, before Ava could reveal their identity? Were they banking on the possibility that Ava might say the wrong name? If she did, X could just sit back and watch the show without doing anything. And if she really said X's name, they could always press the button at that time. Surely that was why X was adopting a wait-and-see attitude right now. It might be dangerous for Ava to say the name out loud. Even if she got it right, everyone would die anyway. Still, I might just be overthinking things. X could be hesitating simply because they were afraid to die. What do I do? What should I do? There was literally no time to hesitate any longer. My final decision was... No, let's not shut Ava up. Let her speak. I wonder if she's gonna say Moko Mojiro. Because Moko has the knife in the other timeline. I decided to let Ava finish her sentence without interruption. However, she stayed silent after that and refused to say another word. But what is the matter, Lady Ava? X got your tongue? Or do you actually not know who X is? What? Then why did you pretend like you knew? At Ava's question, Ava suddenly... She smirked and let out a chuckle, looking as if she was mocking us. When I saw her expression, the truth dawned on me. Of course. You're afraid, right? You're afraid to die. Even if you were forced to do so by X, you were still the one to kill Shoma. This is an unforgivable act. Then you thought to yourself, I'm gonna be thrown into the cage again. This time, they're never gonna let me out. Why should I stay then? I'll blow myself up. And take everyone in the SDU with me. But you were afraid to face death. You never had the courage to begin with. So you decided to leave it in the hands of X, right? The act of pressing the button to activate the bomb. Oh, that's why you lied about knowing X's identity. Wait, that means you going along with us all this time was just an act? When you said you hated Vexness, was that a lie too? Also, you can gain our trust and gather intel while hiding in plain sight? Ava said nothing in response. Her lips didn't move for a second, but something else did. Her hands. The detonator is on a joint on my left pinky finger, moving it in a particular motion. Oh shit, she's gonna blow herself up. My body moved before my mind did. I exploded into action and dashed over to Ava at breakneck speed. I grabbed her left wrist and shouted loud.
Get away, everyone!
At that, everybody made a mad scramble for the exit. Right after that, Ava grabbed my shoulder and forced me to face her. As I did, I saw a raised foot and I found myself being kicked away. I landed near the exit, where there were 5 other people. They had just reached the gate and were not yet outside. The other 5 had rushed to the exit to this side and were at about the same distance away as well. I quickly stood up and looked in Ava's direction. She pinched her little finger and said,
Is this the courage you said I didn't have?
Oh shit. She pulled on her little finger without a trace of hesitation. Oh shit. I thought that would have been a game over.
Up and at 'em, troops! Time to rise and shine!
It's not a game over? Well, I think that's a really fucking fun cliffhanger. How about you? I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.